Alright, so welcome back, and I'm going to be doing pages 4 and 5. So you're actually going to see two sets of spreads here. So the first spread is going to be using some of these cut aparts. There's a banner strip with mountains there that I'm going to use at the bottom. Again, I'm going to try and keep with the color scheme. And then I'm going to be trimming down part of the mountains. And you'll see that in a minute where it overlaps with another piece in the journal. I really wish I had gone and trimmed all of the mountains, just like how I trimmed this one. I may go back and see. They're pretty stuck in there though. I was thinking about maybe pulling them out and trimming them up and then putting them back in, but I think it would just ruin the page and tear the paper, so it will live that way forever. So I'm also going to use a little snow and cocoa acetate piece that you might have seen a second ago, just trying to get the layout of the page. And basically the majority of my decoration is going to go along the bottom. In the upper left hand corner there's going to be like a big chunk there. I'm going to do a flip out, and then kind of like a header almost on the upper right hand side. So what I really wanted to do on these two pages excuse me, is leave a ton of space for journaling, because I'm journaling about my trip to Arkansas. There was a lot that happened in a very short amount of time, so I had a ton to journal about. So I wanted to make sure that even though these pages were decorated, there were places for photos, I wanted to leave a lot of white space. So in both of these spreads you're going to see a lot of white space, which is actually why I'm showing them to you together, because there's not a ton of decoration and layering. I am going to do some flip outs though on both pages, and I'm going to decorate those pretty heavily, so you'll get to see some of that. Now, before I attached the right side of my banner strip, I attached this acetate piece with a staple, and then the banner strip was going to go right over the top of that to cover up the staple. Now, I really struggle with attaching acetate pieces to paper. I feel like there's some sort of adhesive out there that I'm just missing and I don't know about, but does anyone else struggle with this? How do you attach your acetate pieces to your projects without the adhesive showing through from the other side? Do you just strategically place it or sparingly place it and, hope and pray that it doesn't fall off? What is your solution to this? Please help me, because I have a lot more of these acetate pieces and I'd like to use them more next year, but I don't know how. I don't know how to make them go in there and stay and look pretty and not have the, the ugly adhesive showing through from the other side. I don't know. So help me out. Help a girl out, please. Okay, enough of my whining about acetate. Let's work on this flip out. So I'm actually going to be using that little journaling card there that says "Great Adventure Awaits," and I'm using it for two purposes. One, it's got lines on the back, which is really awesome. I wish a lot of cut aparts would come out like this. This actually came from a 12 by 12 sheet, and I cannot think of the paper pad right now, but again, I will go find it and I'll insert it here. And maybe not a photo, but at least the name of it so you guys can see. It is one of my favorites. I think it is a DCWV one. But I'm going to be journaling about this fire here and this puppy here. So it was a really great journaling card to use because not only did it have the lines, but it fit perfectly. The color scheme also was great, and it had gold foil. I mean, it was a win-win-win-win-win. That was 5 things, right? 5 wins? We'll go back and we'll count later. It's really not important. But I'm going to be using my glue dots here to put my photos underneath my flip out. If you guys saw my pages from 2018 that I showed a couple of videos ago, you'll see that I use this technique a lot. I'll do flip outs and I'll hide my photos underneath them. I don't know why I need to hide my photos. It's almost like a peekaboo type situation. You flip open the flip out and oh look, there's more stuff under there. Not just some boring journaling. So I use this a lot, and I use this actually on the next page as well. No, I don't. I have some more journaling underneath that flip out. You'll see. Alright, so I'm sticking down these photos and I'm just going to layer with some stickers. Lots and lots of stickers. A lot of these stickers too you will either see in another video because I've already tried to use them before, or you may even see them in a video after this because sometimes I film these out of order or label them incorrectly and so they go up out of order, but they're all these same snow and cocoa style, color, that kind of thing. They're not all snow and cocoa. For example, that fox right there is a Craftsmith one from last year. It came in that pack with the sheets that you just saw. It came in a pack of like 3 of those sheets or 4 of those sheets. So I'm tying in all those pastel colors with the occasional red. You may have seen that on some of the other pages that I'm doing as well. And I'm just trying to use up this pastel stuff. I've been holding on to it. I love it. I never really had enough of it to use all at once, and now I do. So I was like, you know what? This year's theme is just going to be pastel, non-traditional Christmas colors, and thankfully I was able to use most of this up. Now, the very last thing I'm going to add on here is a girl from the Squad Life sticker set in the winter pages. And I do actually go back and add more to this page later on, but you won't see that in this video. I went back and added a little house from the Snow and Cocoa collection to the top of that tag. And then I also ended up adding a little bunny sticker where he's roasting marshmallows over a fire to kind of cover up the back side of that tag once you flip up the fire journaling card there. So I always tend to go back and add more things after I film these. I like to fill in all the little holes here and there, and you guys don't always get to see that, but you're not missing a whole lot. It's just usually little highlights here and there. I fill in with little hearts and stars and things like that, mostly just trying to use up my stash. And as you guys know, for the 100th time, I'm not a planner, so I have all these planner stickers, and you know, that's kind of the best way to use them. Alright, switching over to the next page here. So I'm actually going to be using a lot of Snow and Cocoa here. The deer and the So Much Fun are acetate pieces from the Snow and Cocoa ephemera collection. And then that little square piece that you see there is actually from Crepe Paper Snowflake from their Instagram page. So sometimes they will do like little animations, or they will do like phone wallpaper type things in their stories. And so basically I just screenshotted it and then had it printed out as a photo, and I wanted to use it kind of as like a little background image here, and it was really busy, so it was challenging to kind of figure out what to do with it, but then it worked out perfectly once I opened up that Snow and Cocoa ephemera. I didn't realize there was acetate in there, and these just fit right over the top, so it worked out really nicely. So I'm attaching that with some glue dots just like I do with all my other photos, and then with the So Much Fun and the deer, I am going to attach them using my ATG gun. You are able to see the adhesive just a little bit, but I try to keep it very, very minimal, and then I think on some parts of it I end up positioning it in a way so that you can't really see it, or something gets positioned over the glue. I can't really remember, but it ends up not showing up too bad. So I'm going to press everything down really well, and then I'm going to start layering some other pieces. So that is a snowflake from the Snow and Cocoa collection. So there's a couple of them that come in the pack, so I'm going to start playing around with them to see which ones I actually want to use, which ones work and which ones don't. Please ignore the cats in the background. They always like to make the most noise whenever I'm filming. So I'm going to put down that light blue snowflake, and then I'm going to layer a white one over the top of that. And then the last thing that I'm going to layer on top of this snowflake here is a snowman sticker. And then I have quite a few of the Tim Holtz seasonal tiny, I think it's called Tiny Talk stickers. So those are actually going to be layered on top of that. Now on the right side of the page, I have this like tiered tray. I want to say this is from Frank Loves You Too on Instagram. I think that's where I got it from. She does a lot of different design tiered trays. So I knew that I wanted to use this somewhere in my journaling pages. It was the perfect color combination and all that. So it's actually going to go on the right hand side of the page attached to a tag. I wanted to not have it so that it took up so much space on the page. It is fairly large, so I did want to add it to a flip up so that it would be there, but I could, I guess, move it out of the way so I would have more journaling space. So you'll see me do that in just a moment. And of course, a winter journaling page would not be complete without putting a hat on something. So I stuck a hat on that deer there, and that is from the, I think this is from the Squad Goals sticker pack, which is last year's sticker pack. And I'm also just putting a bunch of these little clear stickers around the snowflakes. They're smaller snowflakes. There's some that are in that light blue teal color, and then a few that are pink. It's hard to see them on camera, but when we see the close-ups in a little bit, you'll be able to see them quite a bit better. Now the next step is to search for a tag to attach this tiered tray to, and I settle on that Nordic pattern there, and I'm going to attach it with some washi tape. Now looking back on this, it ended up being a bit heavier than I thought it was going to be, so washi tape may not have been the best option. I'm still looking for an option that lets me swivel things in my journal without taking up too much space, or not too much space, but without being too bulky. So brads allow you to do this, but they are bulky, and I didn't want to do that to my journaling page, especially since I knew I'd be using the next page to continue journaling on. And then it just, you know, you want to cover up the brad, but you still want to allow it to move. It's tricky. So I'm attaching it with washi tape there, and whenever I do open my journal, I have to be really, really careful with it because it is not holding well. I'm going to reinforce it there on the other side, and then I'm going to start layering things on the front. So I've got that pink snowflake from Snow and Cocoa, and then I'm going to play around with a couple of other pieces to see what I like being layered. And I end up just sticking with that pink snowflake. I wanted it to be a bit more visible, but when I go to attach my tier tray, I end up covering up most of it. Again, another mistake, but hey, you know, you live and you learn. After I get that tag nice and squished and make sure that everything is going to stick, I'm going to decorate the back side of it. So I really wanted to use this Hobby Lobby sticker. I've had it for a while, the colors are perfect, and it's just really cute. And it says it's cold outside, so go inside. And then I'm using the very last little bit of this gray adhesive back ribbon. I have absolutely loved this ribbon. It's super old. It's Martha Stewart. I have never seen it again, but I love it. It looks like a sweater. It's really cool. So I'm using up the last bit of it here, and then on the top of it, I'm going to add a sticker that says "Let It Snow," and it's from the same sticker pack where you've got the girls and the snowmen, and they've got like rainbow pastel colored hair, and there's some holographic glitter. And for the life of me, I still cannot find that sticker pack to tell you the name of it. So I will keep digging and hopefully see what I can find to possibly put something on the screen, letting you know where that's from. More cat noises in the background. Goodness gracious. Penny is climbing the cat tree, and she's a little bit on the fluffy side, so it takes her a little bit more effort, so she makes more noise. So sorry about that. So I'm adding that girl to the back, and then also I'm going to try and use up that particular sticker sheet. So it's got like some cups of hot cocoa, so I'm placing those around the page. I put one of them on the back of the card and one of them on the front of the card next to the tiered tray. Seemed appropriate since it's got, you know, lots of mugs and cocoa related things on there. And then I am flipping back over to the previous page to try and place again some of these leftover stickers, just putting them around the page. I'm putting one on the acetate snow globe that says hello snow, and there were 2 pairs of mittens, so I put one on the first page, and I'm going to put the second one over near the snowman on the first page. So here are the close-ups. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.